General Campbell, you had a narrow escape a few minutes ago when the chairman asked for unanimous consent to move that nomination. I almost objected, not because of any reservations about General Nicholson, but about my extreme admiration for you and my desire to keep you there. I'm thinking of introducing a resolution forbidding your retirement, but...
So you'll have to deal with Mrs. Campbell.
Yeah,
so
thank you.
That's all I'd say.
I appreciate that. We've been talking around an issue today that's really troubling to me. I can't understand any good reason to announce in advance to an enemy that you're going to reduce your troop levels. I just can't. I can't. If I were the Taliban, I'd say, okay, fellas, let's go to Acapulco for 6 months and we'll come back in the fall when the Americans are no longer going to be doing anything but counterterrorism. Help me with this. But first, and you've been very diplomatic this morning, but first, isn't it true that in order to go to the 5,500, which is a fundamental change of mission, as you've testified this morning, it's a change of mission from train and assistant and counterterrorism to almost entirely counterterrorism. When does that change of that qualitative change have to start? It's not January 1st of 2017. Isn't it sometime late this summer, early fall?
So again, that becomes physics at some point in time on how you can move forces out responsibly and safely. And I would like to keep, and my recommendation, General Nicholson, will be to keep 9,800 as long as you can during the most violent part of the fighting season, which is the summer. So probably in the October timeframe, they'd have to really work hard to make sure they got down to the right number if they continue on the path to go to 5,500.
You've been so diplomatic in your testimony this morning, but in your professional military opinion, does it make any sense to announce to an enemy that you're going to reduce not only your troop level, but your mission, particularly as it pertains to them, in advance? I just don't. I do understand trying to motivate the Afghans to understand that they can't rely on us forever. That's the one policy I do understand. But it's countervailed, it seems to me, by the signal it sends to the enemy that all they've got to do is wait for 6 or 8 months or a year.
So, again, this is a policy decision, not a military decision.
But I'm asking you as a military man, as a general, you would not put a bulletin out the day before a battle saying, we're going to fight you guys like hell until midnight, but then we're going to withdraw our troops.
So any military leader will want to keep all the advantage to him and not provide any advantage to the enemy.
I'll take that as a...
So I'm not trying to be diplomatic.
No,
what
I
I'm trying to
understand.
tell you is that, any guy on the ground, any military commander is going to want to have as many resources as he can, as many soldiers as he can, and he's going to want to accomplish the mission. But at the same time, what I'm trying to do here, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, what I'm trying to do is make sure that I provide my military leadership the opportunity to make those judgments and pass that to our political leadership and not debate it in open, because I think that hurts us as well. And I think that gives the enemy an advantage and not advantage. And what I'm trying to say, just as Senator McCain said, it isn't about numbers. It is about the capability. And right now, where we were to where we are, with Bagram, Jalalabad, Kandahar.
We're way ahead of where we were a year ago.
We have options now, and I think we ought to take advantage of those options as we move forward.
I completely agree. I'm, as you can tell, I have real reservations about the policy, but...
Announcing numbers provides the enemy maybe in their mind that they can wait us out.
Bingo. Close air support. One of the asymmetric advantages we have is air power, and you testified this morning about the limitations on Afghan air power and how long it's going to take. Wouldn't it make sense for us to maintain, forget about all the other missions we're talking about, but to maintain a close air support capability without the limitations necessarily that we have now for some longer period of time? Wouldn't that be a tremendous advantage to the Afghan security forces?
So you can give me all the resources you want and all the people. If you don't have the authorities, you got a mismatch. Or you can have all the authorities you want if you don't have the right resources. So you got to have that balance. Absolutely.
But I'm talking about resources and authorities. What I'm asking is, close air support would be a significant advantage to the Afghan security forces if we had the resources and the authority.
Sure. The close air support has been the one resource and the capability that the Afghans have asked me for every single day. And again, a couple years ago, 150 attack helicopters, 2 squadrons of the Air Force. When we started Resolute Support, they were down to 5 Mi-35s. They have 0 at the end of the fighting season. They just picked up 3 because India passed those on to them. That'll really help. But yeah, they desire that. We would have to work TTPs, have the right authorities to provide the right assistance on the ground for them. But
I would hope that in your final recommendations, as your exit interview, if you will, that you would emphasize the importance of that.
so I absolutely will.
Thank you. Thank you again for your service, General.
Thank you, sir.